Alrighty, well, hello everybody. Today we're going to be going over one of the many products and the AI tools that are inside of WorkPilot. So, as the industries are very big, you've got Marketing Hub, Intelligent Analyst, and you see here a series of other products. But today, in particular, we're going to be going over Sales Coach, right? Me, myself, being a salesperson from back in the day, consistently getting on calls with clients, whether they're high ticket sales, and then I know getting on a specific call and then thinking, man, I wish I should have said that, or oh man, I didn't even know they were thinking that. This does a great job, and I'm going to walk you through what exactly and what use cases you would be using this, and hopefully you can find the same amount of value that I do. So in here, essentially, I would be pasting the context if you have it, obviously from the call that you put, the prospect's name. Let's do for, in this case, we're going to doing Marcus Thompson. The deal stage, it's a discovery call. So the first call you're doing with this person, and then I'll clarify the first discovery call. And then from whatever platform you're using that might be already transcribing your calls, or if they're sending it over to you after a long meeting, whatever the case may be, you can use in here. You can go ahead and paste the full transcript. So we'll have that full transcript from the call. And then you can always put product knowledge. This is for a more tailored approach. But just with that information, you can go ahead and do it. You can always record here if you have, anything top of mind you want to run by it, or if you have the audio file, right? If you have the audio file itself, you can input that in there. And if you're operating from the email itself, you see the option up here. You can always put the attachment and put use current email if you have an email in here that you want to get analyzed via Sales Coach. So you just go ahead, analyze the call. You'll have it available in here within your email space, so you don't have to go in any separate browsers, and you have, everything in one simple workspace. Take care of your work emails, do what you have to do, and then look, all right, we're back. This thing will always run through the full tour if you need it. As you become professional going in and out, you probably won't need the tour, but I'll walk you through it myself for now. At the top, it'll be SaaS, B2B software. That's what we're essentially selling. And then you have the options here to do who's the coaching for. Is it for Marcus or is it for Alex, right? It'll give you both points of view just so you can get both aspects. Or maybe you're the other person, right? And maybe this analyzed as Alex, and maybe you might be Marcus. Now we've got call performance. You're in the top 1% lead performance. It'll give you a score on how you did, right? This is backed by behavioral analysis. This isn't just random scoring. This is throwing out. And then it'll get you this. I understand your budget concerns. Let's explore how we can align our solution with your financial expectations while maximizing ROI. How about we dive deeper into this during our next call with Sarah? From the sounds of it, if you're in sales, you know this, right? Where it's like, I got to speak to my partner. I got to go speak to X, Y, and Z, the CEO, the CRO, whoever it is, right? So they probably pass the buck to somebody else to give themselves time. If you're in sales, you understand that the money is in the follow-ups. So that first call might have not gone too hot, but after analyzing some of this information, you know that for that next call, you get in there ready to go. The call outcome snapshot, right? What the buyer wanted, streamline reporting and mobile solutions, what actually happened, you scheduled a demo with the VP of sales, and the key factor is that you address pain points and propose tailored solutions. So you've got a full breakdown there of the quick snapshot. It'll tell you what you did well. You got good discovery questions. Alex effectively uncovered key points related to admin. In this case, let's call myself Alex. And then who the call was with Marcus. So Alex effectively, myself, uncovered key pain points related to admin overhead and reporting inefficiencies. So tell me more about the team. Are they primarily inside sales or out in the field? So you did good, or myself, in this sense, I did well there. Building rapport, opening, be mindful of the clock. We've got 30 minutes blocked, all that good stuff. Now, what everybody really cares about, everything is good for stroking the ego, but it's like the critical misses. What did I miss that could be costing me this deal? So missed opportunity to solidify pricing discussion and explore budget flexibility. So this was the key moment. It takes it specifically from the call itself. For 18 seats on the business tier, you're looking at roughly $1,500 a month, around $18,000 annually. What you did, what essentially I did, presented pricing without exploring budget flexibility. What I should have done was, I understand that's above your range. Let's discuss how we can adjust the package or payment terms to better fit your budget. Now, what I know for the next call, I'm going to keep this top of mind because I'm going to somehow circle back to it once I get on that call. You've got control and authority analysis. right? Who pretty much led the call, who was in lead, who was controlling the tempo, right? If you're in sales, you understand that controlling tempo is a big part of it. You want to keep discussions in matter where you're leading. You let the person talk, but you're essentially leading the conversation so you don't get backed into a corner with, oh, but what about this? What about that? And then objection, and you end up with your back up against the wall just trying to fight for the sale. Who led? This shifted at pricing discussion. So usually that's where the shift happens, right? Once you mention a price and then you're like, what's going to happen? And then they come back with objections and you're like, maybe you didn't explain the product well enough. So now they're coming back with 14 different things. But the trust achieved, building. So you're building trust at the moment. You lost control at, that's a bit more than we had in mind, honestly. Usually that's the objection. The price to regain, let's explore options to align our solution with your budget. How about we discuss this further with Sarah? So this is how you get back into, the flow of things. Your state for best outcome, buyer's emotional state, guarded about budget. So you've got that. Very simple state you should lead from: confidence. If you're confident in your product, which you should be if you're selling it, come with confidence. It's not ego. You come with it. And I know what we have. And I know that the price you're paying for it is equivalent to what I'm offering. And then confidence reassures the buyers and keeps the conversation focused on the solutions, not trying to battle on whether this price is right or not. And then the internal anchor, align and reassure. So those are the emotional, let's say, points that you are targeting in the buyer. You want to align with them, with their goals, what they're looking to do, and you want to reassure them that the decision they're making is the correct one for them or their business. What you misread, another very important one. They felt guarded. They needed to feel reassured. So that reassurance for this next call, the follow-up that you're going to be going on, or that myself would, in this case, I would be going on, I want to make sure that in the back of my mind, I am consistently reassuring them that this is the correct solution for their problem. This is what solves it for their company. And this is the route that they should be going. We want to reassure them. You don't want to attack them. We were thinking more in the 12 to 13K range. So that's the moment where they were like, this is what we thought. So, and even if all this information here didn't give you the answers you were looking for, you've got, what should I actually do for the next call? What is the correction? Stop rushing through pricing discussions. Usually, and I know that used to happen to me, so I know this is a very real thing. Once you get to the price, you start blabbermouthing, right? You get what they call that commission breath. You start going off and off and off after you've said the price and you haven't even given them a chance to speak, or to see if they even like the price, if they don't, what their objections are. So it's like, stop rushing through pricing. And then it says, what does it say? Start exploring budget flexibility and alternative solutions. Have the dialogue, work back and forth. Like, hey, how can we do this? How can we make this work for the both of us? Let's explore how we can tailor our solution to fit your budget while maximizing ROI, which that's what every business owner wants at the end of the day, right? The return on their investment, to see the money they're putting in come back to them, and much more. Can we discuss this in more detail during our next call? Practice budget flexibility conversations with a peer. So this is like the drill, right? If you've got other salesmen in the office, or even if you're working remote, you call a buddy, and like, those are the options so you can start practicing before you get on that call again. And if this call were to happen again and they say, yeah, all right, let's do it. Let's have that follow-up call. Pricing discussion and budget concerns. That's a scenario. This is what you did already, essentially what I did, right? Which was mention the 18 seats, what it is, 18,000 manually. And then instead, I'm going to go with, let's explore how we can adjust the package, payment terms to better fit your budget. Would discussing this with Sarah help? So Sarah was clearly an anchor point for Marcus in this case, where he used as kind of like the escape. So you want to bring that person in so there is no more of that excuse like, I need to go talk to Sarah, I need to go talk to Sarah. Just when you thought that it was over, you've got this little button here, this little microphone. You see the little pop-up that says Jasmine Voice Coach. If you're in an office and maybe you don't want to run this by your peers, or you don't have anybody, you're at home, you're doing remote sales, and you're like, man, I just really want to practice and I'm tired of going through ChatGPT and asking it, what should I say or what should I do? You click on Trusty Jasmine. I don't know if you can hear that, but she's going off at the moment where she does coaching, basically what she would be doing. She'll walk you through your score. She has all the previous information from that call and the transcript that you inserted. And now she can coach you live. You ask anything like, what should I have done better? She'll go ahead and think. This is live with her, and she'll have all the info on you and everything there. And then Alex, you handled the call really well overall. So this is a lot more specific, and you can go back and forth. This is as good as it gets when it comes to speaking with a virtual agent that is completely trained when it comes to behavioral sciences, sales, Everything is already, it's not a blank chat bot on a chat GPT, on a Claude, on a Gemini that's, trying to figure out what you have going on during your sales call. And to put the icing on the cake, you've got role play. So you'll jump on here, you'll go on role play mode, and you will go back and forth with Jasmine as if you were already on the call. So you'll jump on and you'll be like, man, I really want to get ready. I don't want to lose this. My commission's on the line. This is a big sale for me. I really don't want any hidden variables or things that I didn't, learn from here or I was ready to use. So I'm going to go back and forth with Jasmine. She's going to act like the buyer. I'm going to act like the seller, and I'm just going to go back and forth. And as you see here, the buyer, skeptical, budget conscious, you practice the sales rep, demonstrating value, handling objections. She'll throw realistic objections, 3 to 5 exchanges, and then you'll pause, and then she'll coach you on the answers, what you said. So you've got all of this all in one as just one of the many AI tools that are in here. And the sales coach is able to do all this within your workspace at no extra cost. Just to throw that out there. This isn't like I got to use sales coach or I got to pay for one extra thing, all extra thing. At the moment, this is all free. I know. I'm sure you go and you pay your monthlies for ChatGPT or whether it's Claude or your 3 other LLMs and 14 different products. This is free at the moment. This type of in-depth analysis doesn't exist anywhere else. So if you like that breakdown, feel free to follow and like for more. And we'll be going through every single AI tool in here in the following episodes.